That is really interesting because the St. Pat's for All, when I first went over there, it was a thing where you had to take your courage in your hands a little bit to go down the street, because there was all these kind of right-wing nuts and everything. They're out there with their signs. There's a guy coming out of Mass slashing balloons and with a knife, and the cops wouldn't even go near him.
Well, one of the reasons I like Dublin's Pride Parade still is it hasn't become that commercialised. It's gotten very big, or whatever. But I used to especially love it. I mean, I still do, but because it still feels connected to where you're going through. If you're doing the Pride Parade in London or whatever, you know, almost nobody on the parade actually shops in that shop you're passing. You know that sense where it's more like a piece of theatre that's passing by something. Whereas in Dublin and the Pats for All parade felt very much like that, felt very local, and like these were local people standing outside their houses watching the parade go by, and it had that sort of small make and do quality about it that I like. And some of that gets lost when things, you know, become commercial and everything. And so I loved that the St. Pat's for All parade has not gone down that route. And he probably could. Well, Brendan probably could if you want. Like if Brendan was a different kind of person, he could get companies on board and get some money. But I'm glad that he hasn't. Whether that was an actual conscious decision or he just, you know, I'm glad that he hasn't.
Yeah, I think that's a decision they will have to make now, because Guinness and Heineken have pulled out of just this year, out of the main parade. Sam Adams pulled out of the Boston parade. So now these people to be involved in St. Patrick's Day, they're going to have to sponsor somebody, and St. Pat's for All parade could be the one.
Yes. Well, in some ways I'd love to see Brendan, you know, get a bit of you know, backing in a sense. But on the other hand, I would worry that it would lose something. It just felt so real, sort of, in a way.
And what did you know about it before you went over?
Very little. I mean, obviously I was very aware of the whole Manhattan parade, you know, thing. That's, you know, on every Irish gay's radar. But I knew very little about the St. Pat's for All parade. I was aware of it, but I didn't know what it was about, or, you know, who was involved or whatever. So the dog is growling. Penny, come here, darling.
Oh, I didn't like the big white sheet.
She'll get over it. So yeah, I actually knew very little about it. I was aware of it. And I have a friend who knows Brendan. So I knew a little about it. I'd read about it, but I didn't know anybody who'd been in it, or and I didn't know what the sense of it was. And I mean, I loved it as a visitor in the sense, because not only was it a really fun day and people were lovely and the parade was, you know, without trying to sound condescending, it was sweet in the right way. It was a really sweet event. But also, as a visitor, it had those American qualities that are sort of fun, you know, like all those politicians all on the truck beforehand, and every single one of them wants to have their little word, even if it's only a couple of seconds. Like one of the, whoever he was, congressman, he's like, oh, it's fine, just let me stand up in the front for a second to get the picture, and then he's gone. And I sort of loved that. They were all just so, you know, professional politicians in a way, you know, that we don't get here so much.
Yourself and the mayor, that was the hot shot of the day. You made a lovely couple.
Well, actually we did make a great couple, because he's so freaking tall.
He's 6'6" or something. And
he must be even more than that, because in heels and hair I'm around 6'6", and he was quite a bit taller. I mean, you know. It's very rare I get to snuggle up to somebody and feel like, you know, I'm, you know, the Mrs. Wife. You know.
I look good. You had your Mary Robinson outfit on. He was all statesmanly.
I was going for, you know, Aer Lingus hostess crossed with the Caller Gas housewife of the year.
And I saw you liked the Dole drummer's outfit. There was a guy playing as you were coming on. You're saying, "I love your look. We have to talk."
I probably thought he was hot or something. Did I? It sounds like something I would say to somebody I thought was hot.
And come here now. Are you going to go next year, do you think, or would it be another on your radar for another year?
Yeah, definitely. We had really a great time, and so if it fitted into something, I would.
You're